welcome back to my channel. My name's Connie Lamb, and if you don't know me already... No, that's not what I say. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me... Oh, no, that's not what I say. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Connie Lamb and I make new videos every Tuesday and Friday. So this video is about the application and audition process for the Brit School Musical Theatre Strand. So today's video is a very highly requested video. I did a video last year called A Day in the Life at the Brit School. It was very popular. I think it's had like 22,000 views, which is a lot more than anything else on my channel. And I think it's because it's about Brit, and I got so many comments on that video, people asking about the audition process and what it was like and stuff like that. So I thought I'd make a video about how I got into the Brit School. So here it is. So before I applied, I actually went to an open evening. Because I live so far away, I was kind of thinking like, should I go to the open evening or should I just apply? I did go in the end. I'm actually really glad I went. So at the open evening, you get like little sheets that tell you, oh, it's like what colour signs to follow for what strand you're doing. So I had to follow green signs for MT, and then a little map of like what's where in the school. I applied for the Brit School in 2017. Oh, did I even apply when did I apply? I might have applied in 2016 actually. I think I sent my application off in 2016. It's basically like loads of questions and you have to like fill it in. And I remember one of the questions was like, who's your favourite composer or something like that. And I think I said that guy who did Les Mis. I don't know about stuff like that. My parents helped me with the questions, just putting that out there, they did. But I think whatever you put in the questions, you're probably gonna get an audition date anyway, because everyone that I know that applied got a workshop date. So I've written things down in my little book so I don't forget to say anything. And I've got this folder here as well of everything about my audition process. So yeah, after you've applied, you then get a letter through. Oh, that might be in here actually. This is so exciting. If you're successful with the first online application, then you'll get a letter that looks like this. It basically says like, thanks for the application. This is the date and time of your workshop. Oh, whoa, yeah, I did originally apply in 2016 because my workshop was on the 6th of January 2017 at 2 o'clock. And then it just tells you what to wear, how long you'll be there, all of that. And then the workshop is like, they run quite a few workshops because I had 2 other friends that applied and they weren't in the same workshop as me. You're in quite a big group for your workshop. I can't remember how many people are in each workshop, but it is quite a few. You have a singing, acting and a dancing lesson. So they basically split up the group into 3 and everyone like moves around doing all the bits. In the singing workshop, I remember we did this song about like a pencil. Oh, it was called like Happiness. I'm not gonna sing it because it's so weird. It's a strange song. It's not like extremely challenging. The acting side of it was you basically had to get into pairs. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure it was like one person's line was like, what are you doing here? And then someone else was like, what are you doing here? It was kind of like an argument, but you could do it in any way that you wanted. So some people did it in like a funny way, some people were sarcastic. Like it was kind of how you and your partner interpreted it, basically. And then obviously each pair just performed it to the rest of the class and the teacher that was in the room, which I'm pretty sure was Adam and Katie. Also in the acting lesson. This is when I did it, and I'm pretty sure they still do this because then the next year I helped out with auditions and it was still all the same, so I'm pretty sure they still do this. But you basically, one person has to stand up, you have to talk about anything for 1 minute. So one of the student helpers will sit there with their phone and just put a timer on for 1 minute, and you have to talk about anything and you can't stop, you just have to keep talking. And I remember I just spoke about food for the whole thing, and I was like, what did I say? I was like, I'm eating a bag of crisps, and then while I'm eating those crisps I'm thinking, oh God, what could I be eating next? And like, it was quite funny, like everyone was laughing, which was alright. Everyone spoke about loads of different things. It was really cool. Obviously in that lesson they do a few warm-up exercises, all of that, but that's all I can really remember from the acting bit. The dance part of the workshop I can literally barely remember, but I'm pretty sure they did a warm-up, they did a bit of a workout to see where everyone's fitness was at, and then they taught a short routine, which then you just had to perform, and then they do the thing where the front line goes to the back and everyone moves forward so that they can see everyone do it. So that was a lot of fun. I can't remember what we danced to though. At the end of the day, they kind of like round it off, say everyone like, thanks for coming, blah, 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 we'll get to you, get back to you, all of this. So that was on the 6th of January. So then I got this letter on the 17th of January that said, we enjoyed meeting you, having spent time reviewing the detailed observations and feedback from all the musical theatre staff. Oh my god, I can't speak. We feel we would like to meet you again to assess further your aptitude for the performing arts. Ow, my back. I don't actually know what aptitude means right now, so that's great. So for the callback, you basically have to have a dance routine of any style that lasts for 1 minute. For that, you have to bring your own music. It says on a CD, and you have to have kicks, pirouettes, and elevation in it. I think I did a dance from Newsies, which I had learned at my performing arts school where I live. You also have to do a monologue from a list and a song from a list, which is attached to this letter actually. You get 4 songs to choose from on the list. I'm not going to tell you them because I don't know if I'm allowed, but you get 4 songs to choose from. I'll tell you what they're from: Jekyll and Hyde, Oklahoma, Beauty and the Beast, and Mac and Mabel. I don't know what that is. And then you also get 3 monologues to choose from. As you can see, they're not extremely long, and the boys get 3 to choose from as well. Yeah, so girls get 4 songs, boys get 4 songs, and then everyone gets 3 monologues to choose from as well. And you basically go in, they have a chat with you, and they say, I think they said we'll do, is it singing first? I think it was like singing, dance, and then acting, or no, maybe I'm completely wrong. I can't remember. So they're like, what song are you gonna sing? And you don't have to take the sheet music in because it's from a list, so they've already got the sheet music ready. So I told them what I was going to sing, I sang it, it went very well. They were like, what monologue are you going to do? And I told them the monologue from the list that I was going to do, and that was all good. I did it. I'd had lessons with my acting teacher as well, so I'd like set up how I was going to do it and all of that. They said, okay, you can do your dance for us now. So I gave the CD to one of the student helpers who was in the room, and then I did my dance and they seemed to like it, and then they ask you a few questions, and then one question that I remember them asking me is, what was the most recent piece of musical theatre that you've seen? My callback was on the 22nd of February, and I had recently seen Dreamgirls on New Year's Eve, so that was the most recent one that I'd seen. So I told them, I was like, oh, Dreamgirls, which I love. That was how my callback went, and they basically, at the end of it, they basically just say, okay, we'll let you know. Like, that's all you ever hear from auditioners in this industry. That's all you ever get. We'll let you know. So after that, I got this letter, which was sent on the 1st of April. I remember opening this and I think I literally just cried. It said, I'm writing to thank you for making an application to the Brit School and for attending the recent meeting, which was the callback. And then it says, as you can imagine, oversubscribed applications, like loads of people. Oh my god. Whoa! And then it says, at this stage, I'm able to offer you a place on the out of area reserve list. And I just read that and I was like, I'm so upset. Like, what am I gonna do? Brit has just been my dream. It's always been my dream to go to Brit, and I was like, oh my god. And basically how they do it is there's 75 places on the course and only 7 of them are out of catchment. So there's like an area around like London and a few of the surrounding areas where if you're in that, then you get one of, oh my god, I can't do maths. Where's my phone? 75 take away 7. 68. If you're in the catchment area, you get one of 68 places, and if you're out of catchment, you can get one of 7. So I basically saw that I was on the reserve list and I was like, there's no way that anyone from out of catchment is going to drop out. Like, it's so hard to get in, why would they drop out? And you can also ask where you are on the reserve list. So my mum rang up reception and she just asked where I was, and I was 6th. When I heard I was 6th, I was like, there's no way I'm getting in. Like, there's no way everyone can drop out. Like, there's 7 places. There's no way 6 people can drop out for me to then get in. On this letter, it says that you can appeal. And out of the appeal process, you can either get a letter back saying you're still on the reserve list, you've got a place, or you've been taken off the reserve list completely. So it's kind of like, I mean, that's 2 good things. So you could still be on the reserve list and still have hope, or get in. To me, it was basically a no-brainer. Like, I was going to appeal. There was no question about it. And if you get on the reserve list, I would really recommend to appeal, because it just helps massively if you appeal. I then sent a letter back saying that I would love to have an appeal and or thingy, and it was quite a long letter, like saying how much I'd love the workshop and how much I'd love to go to the school and all of that. After I sent that off on the 10th of April, which was 9 days later, I got this letter, which was saying, no, it's not this letter at all. No, I got this letter. They all look the same. Which said, following your decision to appeal against the outcome of your first workshop appeal meeting with us, which was the callback, I'm pleased to be able to invite you along for a second meeting, the duration being 15 minutes. And I'm pretty sure the first one was 10 minutes, so the appeal audition was longer than the callback. The date of this letter is the 26th of April, and the date of my meeting was the 16th of June. So January, February, March, April, May, June. So I had actually quite a while to wait. And for the appeal audition, you again had to have a 1-minute dance any style with kicks, pirouettes and elevation, and then a monologue, which is the same you performed before, and a song, which is the same one that you did before. So I'm pretty sure for this one, I changed my dance. And for my second audition, I did a commercial style of dance, because one of the teachers that was there on the workshop day, oh my god, she did something sassy, I remember it now. She did something like sassy, but I can't remember what it was too. And I thought, so she likes that kind of style, so I did a commercial dance for my appeal audition. So that was obviously the same song, same monologue, and a different dance. And then they have a bit more of a chat with you, and I can just remember this chat, and I really put my foot in it. I don't even know how I got in, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, it was so bad. So for the chat, they ask your parent to come in. I don't know why, because they never actually like asked my mum any questions or anything, so I don't really know why they asked your parent to come in. But one question they said to me, do you know about the changes that we're making to the course? Because basically it used to be a BTEC and now it's a UAL. And me being me, didn't even think about the question, and I just went, yeah, because I thought they were gonna like carry on, and then they went, okay, so do you wanna explain it? And I was like, sorry, you know, I don't really, it actually makes me want to like throw up. It's so cringy. I can't believe I did that. Oh, I remember just sitting there like dying inside. I was just like, what am I doing? It was so bad. They asked me a few more questions, and then once again it was, we'll let you know, we'll get back to you. My appeal audition was on the 16th of June, and I got this letter on the 20th of June that said, I'm writing to thank you for attending the recent appeal meeting. We stated in our original letter that these are the outcomes, the 3 outcomes. In this instance, the outcome is for you to remain on the reserve list. I died inside. The list remains open until the 3rd week in September, so I still had quite a long time for people to maybe get into other schools and drop out of Brit if they wanted to, or stuff like that, and will contact you if a place becomes available. So by that point, I'd kind of given up. I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm getting in now. But what I didn't know is that they'd moved me up the list. Because I appealed, I got moved up the reserve list, so I wasn't 6th anymore. I don't know where they moved me to, but I was moved up, I know that. And then I was just sitting at home one day, and my mum rang me. I remember her saying, what would you do if you got offered a place at Brit School? And I was like, I mean, I'd take it. What are you going on about? I was like, Mum, what do you mean? And she was like, they've offered you a place. And I was like, what? Like, you know when you don't really know whether she's joking. And I was like, wait, are you being real? And she was like, yeah, they've just called me and said they've got a place for you. And I was like, get away! I was so happy. That's when I got this letter on the 6th of July with all of like stuff in it. And it says, Further to our earlier offer of a reserved place for the musical theatre strand, it is with great pleasure that I am now able to offer you a place at the school for the forthcoming academic year. So that was basically like, I was in the school, but because I got a place so late, I then wasn't there on the experience day. So a lot of people had already met each other. It's basically where you go in for a day and you have lessons like you would when you go to the school, but I hadn't got a place when that happened, so everyone else went in, already met each other, they'd already been added to all their registers and stuff. So when I got there on the first day, a lot of registers I wasn't on. I was like, what is going on? Like, I felt so lost because I had never been before. So once I'd got my acceptance letter, it was then so quick. I had to figure out where I was going to live, what I was going to do, and I had to live with a host family, which Brit actually give you a list of people that have put students up before, which it's good, but no one is CRB checked on the list, so you definitely have to do your own checks yourself if you want to go and move in with a host family. I remember we did find a place for me to live right before we went on holiday, which was good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's basically how I got in. It was a very long process. It was scary, but I'm so glad I went. Hashtag always Brit. That was so cheesy. One more thing to say as well, with the reserve list. So I basically met this boy called Harrison. He was in the same workshop as me, and I remember seeing him in a cafe before, and I was like, oh my god, he looks so cool. And he's so sweet, and we got talking, and then we got each other's Snapchat and blah blah blah. Once I got my reserve letter, I messaged him, and he got his I think a few days later, and he was on reserve as well. And then when I got in, I remember I called him and he was in Mexico, and I was like, Harrison, I just got a place. We were very confused because he was first reserve and I was sixth, and I was like, how did I get a place and you haven't? So he rang up the school and we found out that there's 4 reserve lists. So there's basically an out of catchment reserve list for boys and an out of catchment reserve list for girls. There's a catchment reserve list for boys and a catchment reserve list for girls. So there's 4 lists. That's basically how they do it. So there's not one big list of people. It's like, if a boy in catchment drops out, then the boy catchment list, someone will get in from that. So that's basically how they work it. We only found out once I'd got a place and Harrison rang up the school. And then later on, in maybe the first or second week into the school year, someone dropped out and Harrison did get a place in the end, guys, don't worry. Harrison did end up coming to Brit, which was amazing. I'm pretty sure that is everything about the audition process. I might actually go on my YouTube because a lot of people commented, and I know there's a lot of questions. A lot of people have said, do you think I should audition? What about leaving my friends? What about leaving home? All of this. And in my opinion, you have to do things for you. So I think, yeah, you'll leave your friends, but I made so many more friends at Brit, and it doesn't mean I'm not friends with people back here because I come back and I still see everyone. I have met so many people at Brit and made so many amazing contacts, and if I'd never gone to Brit, I never would have got on The Voice, and I never would have met all the amazing people that I met on there. So I would definitely say, if you're thinking about it, just do it. Don't let anything stop you. I got in. Coco Winchester on YouTube, well done. My daughter just got her letter today saying she got in for year 10 to do art and design. Jack Star 80, well done to your daughter, that is so cute, well done. I'm in year 7 and thinking about joining in year 10, do it. If you're thinking about it, do it. I'm joining next year in year 10 for musical theatre. Well done, Absolute Amelie. I think that means you're already there now because that was 11 months ago, sorry. What time is the latest you would finish your school day? We finish at 4:15, but on Fridays the whole school finishes at, is it 12:15 or 1:15? Something like that. Do you know how many times you had to go to the school itself during the application process? I'm out of catchment, so yeah. Okay, so going to the school, I went for the open day, I went for the workshop, I went for my callback, and then for the appeal audition, and then I got in, and then I also had to go to enroll as well, which everyone would have done on the day where you go and experience it, but I had to do it on another day in August because August or July, because obviously I wasn't on the experience day. So 4 or 5 times is how much I went. Do you have to pay to go to the Brit School? No, you don't. It is just a normal government school, is that what you say? Is that what it's called? A normal school like any other. So no, you don't have to pay. But I obviously had to pay rent to stay with the people that I was living with. I've got through application stage and have a workshop audition. Any tips for that? Tips for the workshop, I would just say be yourself. Do things that will make the staff remember you. So like, don't hide in the back, don't hide behind people. Be present, be in the room, and yeah, just you do you. I auditioned for theatre and got on the reserve list. Do you know how likely it is to get a place being on the list? I think it's really, what is the word? It differs, because I was 6 on the reserve list and I didn't think I was going to get in, but I did. So whatever place you are, appeal it. I would always say appeal it. And always have hope. You never know. I got put back on the reserve. I'd given up, but you shouldn't. Always have hope, because I still got in, and so did Harrison. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I nearly said and a like, that's the same thing. Make sure you give it a like and a comment. If you liked it, go check out my other Brit School video, which I will have linked earlier on, and I'll link it again now because it's a great video. You can see inside the school and what we do. Also go check out more of my videos if you like what you see. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon next to it so you get notifications every time I upload. I will see you for a video on Friday. Bye!